There we go. There we go.
All right.
All right, we're ready.
All right, we ready.
Beautiful. We're ready. All right. All right, here we go. All right.
You already know, man. It's Deion Dawkins, and you listening to the Real Deal Sports Show on the Beat 105.
All right. Welcome. Real Deal Sports Show, Saturday morning, November 25th, 2023. Man, the year is just blown right by. I hope you enjoyed your turkey the other day. Hope J-GILLZ, you enjoyed your turkey and all the stuffing and all the other fixings, because I sure did. We threw down in Buffalo, New York with the relatives. We all had a great time over there in the B-Low. Had a beautiful time. And we call it the B-Low because it's below reality. Because, it's like you're in a time warp when you get back to my hometown. We're in a doggone time warp when we get to Buffalo, New York, the B-Low. That's the end people. That's what we call it over there in Buffalo, New York. Had a great time. Welcome to Real Deal Sports Show on WLGZ HD2, the Beat 105.5, Rochester, New York. But we like us, subscribe us on YouTube, Real Deal Sports Show. Subscribe our subscriptions. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We continue to grow with our subscribers. Thank you, all the new subscribers in the last 2 to 3 weeks. We've had a lot of subscribers come on board. So please subscribe to the show, and you can catch us on the field tomorrow night in Philadelphia after the game. Catch us as we talk a recap of the Bills-Philadelphia Eagles game. Buffalo 10, we always dedicate the show to the Buffalo 10. May 22nd, 2021 will never be forgotten. 2022 will never be forgotten. That May 22nd, that dastardly act that happened at the Top Supermarket in Buffalo, New York. They call it Top Friendly Market. It wasn't so friendly on May 22nd. It darn sure wasn't friendly at all. So we salute the people that lost their lives, the Buffalo 10. We love you and support you. We coming to you live from the Rock Palm Broker Studios, 559 State Street. See Sammy Cruz and the whole gang over there at Rock Palm Broker. We coming live to you through the speakers and live from Rock Palm Broker Studios. And let's get right to it, J-GILLZ. J-GILLZ, Tom Brady said it best. What do you think of Tom Brady's comments about the National Football League this week?
First off, absolutely, man. Happy Thanksgiving to the Real Deal family. It's great to have y'all back. But, hey, man, if y'all still eating this Thanksgiving food, that's a problem. I'm going to keep it a buck right there, man. Thanksgiving leftovers, they got to be done by the last day to cash in on those candy yams. They cash in on that turkey and that fried chicken and all that stuffing is over. All right, Saturday is done. So keep it moving. It's time to go grocery shopping, get whatever else you got to get, go out to eat. But if you're still munching on them Thanksgiving foods, you got to be done, man. And you know who else was munching on the NFL? And that was Tom Brady, man. Oh, my God, the comments. But you know what? You got to agree with the GOAT, man. Whenever you talking about Tom Brady and whenever his perspective on the NFL, I'm going to agree with Tom Brady and his perspective on the NFL, right, man? That's just my opinion. What about you?
Oh, all the way. And I agree with 1,000% because you have several teams that have quarterbacks that should be in the XFL or USFL. They shouldn't even be they shouldn't even be holding a clipboard on a National Football League sideline. And now that they got into the game, you're like, whoa, where this guy come? Who is this? What? Man, you got Division II guys out here starting all of a sudden. And we never saw Division II guys start right away. In the 70s and 80s, every team had a good starting quarterback. The backup was so-so, but the starting was always good. And then if you did need the backup was manageable. They could win you a few games. Now these guys, they need to stop paying these quarterbacks top dollar. You got to let these guys earn the money first. Earn the money. Don't pay these quarterbacks big time dollars. And now what's happening is you going down to Walmart to get your backup quarterback. You down at Walmart, a Family Dollar, a Dollar Tree, some of those places. Yeah, y'all need to advertise on Real Deal Sports Show, by the way. But hey, that's a whole nother story. But you going shopping over there to get your backup. You got the Cincinnati with Jake Browning. He threw more interceptions in college than he did touchdowns. So how did he even get drafted, man? You look at his record, he's like, wow, what kind of potential does he have, man? He wasn't that good in college, and now he's starting for the Cincinnati Bengals. You got Kenny Pickett. Hey, people gonna go. Hey, you talk about Matt Canada, man. You let Matt Canada off the hook, man. I mean, a change had to be coming. First time since 1940, the Pittsburgh Steelers have made an in-season coaching change. That's almost unheard of. They obviously people were fired up. Najee and all those guys there in the locker room must have had a lot to say about Matt Canada's play calling. But Kenny Pickett, every time I watch this, Kenny Pickett be missing guys. Man, he be throwing behind guys and things of that nature. Hey. Let's see what he do with the new coordinator, and let's see if he continues to play. Because to me, his play has not been up to par. It's been that defense, man. They playing T.J. Watt, Highsmith. Those guys are playing out of this world on the defense. For them to be 6-3 or 7-3 is unheard of when you've been outgained every single game. All 10 games, you've been outgained by your opponent. That usually doesn't bode well for you winning the games. But for some reason, they've been winning the game, and it's been because they've been getting turnovers. They've been getting turnovers. They've been making big plays when you have to make big plays. That's what seems to be happening. Unlike the Buffalo Bills, the Bills have been playing some good defense, but they got to make big plays like somebody. But what Tom Brady said, I agree with him 1,000%. It's mediocre. And I like what he said. Hey, man, you can't even hit when the guy go across the middle, you leave in the middle of the field open because you can't hit him up high around his head or his neck area or pads. So he in the old days, when he first started, he said he couldn't throw the ball over the middle because you could hit the guy. But now guys are able to run freely, and teams are taking advantage of that. And you're able to dip. What can the defender do? It's Kareem Jackson. He just got suspended again for 4 more games, and that didn't make no sense. I saw the hit. That didn't look like a dirty hit. That didn't look like he hit the guy. That's football. I mean, how you make an example of Kareem Jackson of the Denver Broncos when he's out there playing real serious? He's playing football the way it's supposed to be played.
Right, man. Normally, you only get those calls when you're hitting an elite quarterback. When you're hitting a Tom Brady or a Peyton Manning or an Aaron Rodgers. That hit was on Josh Dobbs, and he still got 4 games. I couldn't believe that. I said, when did Josh Dobbs get the clout to get a call like that, to get that man suspended at a time when the Denver Broncos on a 4-game winning streak trying to make the playoffs? I just didn't understand it. But to that point, when you talk about Tom Brady's comments, I think that we just got to give a little bit of credit to the injuries, that's going on in the season. You already touched on a couple of them. Well, you talk about the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals. Now, if we saw the elites, Joe Burrow still playing, and Deshaun Watson still playing, and a rookie like an Anthony Richardson still playing, Kyler Murray just got back. You know what I mean? So we got to give it credit where credit is due with the injuries. So what we're seeing right now for these backups, you have to give them credit. But let's talk about the elite quarterback play that's still going on in the NFL. When we talk about the Tua Tagovailoa, we talk about the Lamar Jackson, we obviously talk about the Patrick Mahomes and the Jalen Hurts. There's no need to slate those guys, Tom Brady. So although I agree with you, look at the big picture, TB12. You got to look at the big picture. And injuries clearly played a role in this season, in this mediocrity of play.
Oh, it definitely has. It definitely has. And Tom Brady, I was surprised when he said, "Oh man, you can hit the guy." I said, "Wait a minute, you never wanted to be hit, man. What are you talking about?" Now you're saying you want to see more hitting from the defense on the offense. I was surprised at those comments, but I guess he's different now when he's out the game, because when he got hit, he get up ready to fight, man, and kicking somebody and all kinds of stuff. I think it is mediocrity. You got quarterbacks that should not be on the NFL team, let alone on the field, and you bringing in journeyman guys that the Flaccos, Atlanta, DeRitter. He's a rookie. He should be watching a veteran quarterback. You chase Matt Ryan out. Matt Ryan in the booth now. He, those older quarterbacks do have wisdom, and they do be able to give you some sort of consistency and say what to watch out for, what to look for. These young guys look like deers in headlights, and they're running right into the threat, to the defender. So
Oh, yeah.
you let's see what happens. That debacle by Washington. And they fired the defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio. Man, that guy been coaching 100 years. Man, he was head coach 2-3 jobs. How many jobs Jack Del Rio gonna have? And why wouldn't you fire Ron Rivera? Why wouldn't Ron Rivera get fired and then go pick up a you get rid of Ron Rivera and give Eric Bieniemy an opportunity?
Exactly.
Obviously, the Washington not looking toward Eric Bieniemy right now. Maybe they're looking for a big name guy, a big name successful coach that had success in the past. Because Eric Bieniemy is doing it with the offense. He's getting the offense going. Yeah. It's just the defense, and that's Ron Rivera. He's a defensive guy. And speaking of defense, let's go to this interview with Eric Washington, the Buffalo Bills quality control, talking about the Bills defensive front backspin. Let's go to Eric Washington and hear what he has to say. Hear what Eric has to say. Let's see. All right, maybe we'll get Eric Washington on a little bit later. We'll get Eric Washington on the show in a little bit later. Go ahead, J-GILLZ. I want you to introduce our next guest.
Oh, absolutely, man. I had the pleasure of talking to our good friend here, Mr. AB, before the season, and I couldn't believe it, man. He called it. He said that the Houston Texans were going to be something to reckon with, and man, it's a pleasure to introduce my man's AD.
What's up, gentlemen? Good morning. How y'all doing, man?
Good morning. We're doing good up in Buffalo. It's going to be a tough game on Sunday, but, you know, we're not doing as good as you're doing in Houston right now with those Houston Texans and the D'Amico Ryans and C.J. Stroud and Tank Dell and all those guys you highlighted in the preseason finally coming to fruition. So, AD, can you please tell us about those Houston Texans and anything that surprised you, or what can we expect moving forward from those boys? It was a huge game on Sunday.
Yeah, it's absolutely a huge game, man. But you know what? Here's the thing about it. The press conference we have Fridays with D'Amico Ryans is really not your typical presser. We just sort of like, you know how we like we meet up at the Super Bowl and we just sort of sitting around kicking it. Mm-hmm. That's what we do on Fridays with him. No cameras or nothing. You know, we can just sit back, everybody drop their hats, and we can just, you know, shoot questions at him and back and forth, and it's nothing recorded. But you know, hey, remember, I'm sort of like I got a memory like an elephant. I can remember a lot of stuff, but it's unique in that way. But as far as the Texans and being surprised, yeah, I'll be quite candid with you. I am surprised, man. I think that because the last 2 years you had hired and fired two coaches consecutively 2 years in a row, and all of a sudden this was your third hire. Mm-hmm. And you got to be, you know, just to be complete candid and full disclosure. Yeah, I'm surprised. But the thing about it, the draft picks, everything has worked out. You know, that old adage, next man up. Mm-hmm. That's to me has been the biggest surprise, because the starting offensive line, the starting five that was projected has yet to hit the field. We have yet to have that five starting offensive line yet to this moment. There's only one guy, and every week I just go by him and I told him, I say, well, if you got one more weekend, no, Shaq Mason has been the only projected offensive lineman that has started the whole season for the Houston Texans. Larry Matonsil and those guys, the guys that you had anticipated, they have missed time. Everybody has missed time. Juice Shrugs, the rookie out of Penn State who was projected to start, he got hurt doing that at the beginning of the season. Then we got the young kid out of Notre Dame coming. He went down after starting. So it's just been next man up and so forth. Now, the guy who everybody I think has just been and overwhelmed with, and CJ Stroud. Make no mistake about it. Nobody was expecting it. I don't think nobody was expecting CJ Stroud to be this type of, at this point of the season. 17 touchdowns, only thrown 5 interceptions, and of those 5, 3 were thrown last week. in a win that the defense had to go ahead and bring it home, bring it across the finish line. 62. He's hitting about almost 63% pass completion with a quarterback rating at 99.3 as of today, as it stands right now. So, I mean, if you expected a rookie quarterback to come in and the thing about it, he has locked in and really when you think about it, and I'm gonna go back to those 3 interceptions last week. One of them I know, and 2 of them went to the same receiver, but it was one of those routes that it was an out route that the DB stepped in and caught it on the out route. The other it was going, and both of those particular interceptions was going to Nico Collins, who was probably the tallest receiver out of the group. Oh, yeah. And one of them was in the end zone, was in the red zone, and instead of everybody, at least in my opinion, instead of throwing it more up to letting either Nico was going to get it or nobody was going to get it, threw it more on the line, and the defensive back made a good play on it. And the other one just, it was just flat out his interception. But up until that point, this kid had only thrown 2 interceptions, guys. Now, had there been other times when he had been lucky and the DB didn't hold on to the ball? Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm just calling for what it's worth. But the thing about it, 17 touchdowns and only 5 interceptions.
Wow, 17 touchdowns. Wait a minute, you said 17 touchdowns and 5 interceptions so far this season?
Yeah, that's it.
Is that what you said? Oh
yeah.
My.
Yep.
Man, who's this offensive coordinator there for the Houston Texans?
It's not the one y'all. It's not the one y'all just fired. That's for Durge.
We got shots today.
Oh man, it wasn't Dorsey.
I'm sorry. Hey man, wait a minute. Hey, wait, George. I had to send you. When after watching that Bills game. And when they looked out there and they had 12 men on the field, and I'm going. Then the next day, I went like, I think I sent you a text. I said,
"You did."
Wait a minute. I said, "Wait a minute. Is the offensive coordinator in charge of special team?" Right. I mean, I just wanted to know. I didn't realize that you fired the offensive coordinator when the special team coach, give him one more time, man.
Right. I remember you said that early that next morning. I was laughing. I said, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah, man. But tomorrow, and here's the deal, guys. Mm-hmm. They've already took care of the Jacksonville Jaguars, the 3rd game of the season, and they laid the wood to them down there in Jacksonville.
Right
now, we realized that was the 3rd game of the season. Here it is going to be this will be the 11th ball game of the season, 12th week. That Jacksonville team, that's not the same Jacksonville team I'm expecting to see tomorrow. Mm-hmm. But however, this is not going to be the same Texans team that I expect. Exactly. Because
when they played back in week 3, the Texans were in a top 5 offense and number 2 in passing, was led by rookie C.J. Stroud.
Yeah,
I think the chemistry that this offense has got, this young offense is getting, is going to be unbeaten by the Jacksonville Jaguars this season. I think that Houston is going to sweep the Jacksonville Jaguars and take over the South starting this season.
Yeah, and I clearly stated that if the Texans if they get 7 victories, DeMeco Ryans should be the coach of the year. I still stick with that, because and the questions have been put to CJ about him being coach of the year, and he's been very candid. He said that was not my intention to start the year. I'm not looking to be coach of the year. I'm looking to build this team and just win. He said, because now, even though he got the assistant coach of the year award last year when he was in San Francisco, when he was the D coordinator, he told us, he said, yeah, his kids plays with that trophy at home, man. He said, I'm just looking to keep building and keep grinding and keep building this team toward to the next site. It's really unfathomable that this team conceivably could be talking about going to the playoffs this year.
Right.
Really? Can you tell us a little bit about Tank Dell? You mentioned Tank back in August. You came on right before the season kicked off and talked about the Houston players to keep an eye out. And Tank Dell, man, some of my people took him on their fantasy team, and they're glad they have. Tank Dell, and the former Buffalo Bill running back Devin Singletary, who the people in Buffalo said couldn't run with the football. Can you tell us about what the about these two guys? He couldn't play.
He talking about, well, let me go back to Motor. That's what everybody called Devin. They call him Motor, and really Motor for the most part, but because Motor has really sort of been able to flow with this new offensive line scheme, and really, and you remember I mentioned earlier that we have not had the starting five that had been projected. He's been able to fit into this scheme. They're blocking because it's changed a little bit, changed from last year. So he's been able to make that cut, make that backside cut. Because if you notice that the way that is sort of a semi zone blocking scheme, but he's been able to jump in there and take that offside cut, and he's been killing it, man. And the thing about it is just that this line, whichever five is out there, and and like I said, it's really just this five with a new center again. And with about 2 weeks ago, it's been next man up, and they just been when they need to pick up a first down. But they've been keeping a clean pocket with C.J. Stroud, and C.J. to his credit, you don't catch him. You're not catching him doing like on certain blitzes. Whatever he's seen when he messes up stuff. I mean, he has a memory. He has a photographic memory, and things that he's seen that he's made mistakes on. You don't see him commit that same mistake again, guys. I mean, it's just been amazing. As far as Tank Dell is concerned, Tank Dell was considered one of the leading receivers coming out of the University of Houston. Now. Mm-hmm. Tank Dell is not he's not even 6 feet tall. He probably weighs about 100 and maybe 150 pounds wet.
Wow.
But he is one tough, and he will go over the middle. He will climb, and the one thing that I'm waiting for Tank to do is to break one on a punt return. That's the one thing I'm really waiting for Tank to do. Because as far as being a receiver and being able to get, in particular on those seam routes, Tank can separate. I mean, he can separate real good on the seam route. So I am just, these guys have been a joy to cover, man. They have really been a joy to cover because there was no expectations or low expectations.
Right.
And then when you turn around but though, as far as they're concerned, they expected to be where they are. They really do. They really do expect to be where they are. So, but for us that had the seen bad times and everything else, yeah, this has been a definitely surprise.
Thank you. Because up here, they thought Devin Singletary couldn't run with the ball. Me and the mighty old Patrick Freeman always said they never gave him the ball enough times. So I'm so happy to see him having such a great season and proving these critics wrong from Western New York. I mean, he's getting the ball more than 20 times a game, and he had 185 yards, 150-yard games. I mean, this guy's putting up.
He had 150 yards last. It was 150 yards last week. In Cincinnati, man. I mean, so yeah, I mean, and what I think it was 22 carries last week and with 150 yards, man. So yeah.
That's been the problem with the Buffalo coordinator. That's why I asked you about your coordinator, because they need to be in Buffalo. Joe Brady, the first week now, he did run the ball more than 20 times with the running backs, almost 30 times combined with the two quarterbacks. He's running the ball. That's what you got to have. For Josh Allen, you got to run the football to make it a lot easier for Allen. If the Bills run the ball, no matter who they play in the rest of the way, starting with the Eagles, continuing with the Eagles on tomorrow afternoon, you got to run the football. And on your defense is coming along. Hey, you got with your strength of schedule, you should have some teams that you should be able to beat in these last 5 or 6 games to get you a playoff spot, right, AD?
Yeah, I anticipate that, man. With this defense, man, you got Will Anderson, one of the second pick, the third pick overall in the draft, and Will has finally got picked up, got his sack last week, and I think his third sack last week, but he's been crushing the pocket. You got Malik Collins, you got I'm having
you got my favorite player. My favorite player is with you.
Sheldon Rankin.
Sheldon Rankins.
Sheldon, the last, I guess the last 3 weeks, and really the 2 weeks prior to the Cardinals game, Sheldon has been wreaking havoc in that defensive line, man. I mean, the prior week, like what he had three sacks the prior week, man. So Sheldon so I mentioned, and I probably that was one of the interviews I had out on my Ad Max Corner on the show, one of the recaps, because of the fact that this past week, and I mentioned to Sheldon, I said that I said folks have finally started recognizing you in that line, and he just he had this matter of fact attitude. Say, yeah, well, they shifted the line, the blocking schemes more toward him, opening up for Malik Collins and Jonathan Grenard and so those guys, man. So it's been, and then Jerry Hughes. I'm gonna tell you something. We thank y'all Western New York for Jerry Hughes too,
yes.
Because Jerry, is being able to be spotted. He's getting his spotted time, but Jerry is basically almost becoming a third down pass specialist, man. When they really trying to get after it, and so hey, man, you really for thank you Western again for Jerry, because Jerry is down here. Jerry's like a new spring player down here, man.
Wow, we're glad to have. Hey, I'm so happy for Jerry Hughes because he played so long with the Bills, had an illustrious career with the Bills, and I'm glad he's still finding a way to be useful and be helpful on a playoff-looking team right now, a very young team, Houston Texans. So definitely, before you go, AD, how can people get in contact with you or follow you?
Follow me.
Follow you. How can they follow you?
Okay. All right. Here's my. All right. AD_more64 on X, Twitter, or whatever Elon Musk is calling it at this time, formerly X, formerly Twitter, now X. It's the Ad Max Corner on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, and also on Instagram. It's the Ad Max Corner. So those are some of the social media spots that during the game and post game that you can find me on, George. But really appreciate it, bro.
Oh, beautiful. Really, really appreciate you taking time out your busy schedule. I know we're going to have you back on in a few weeks to talk more about it as we get closer to the playoffs. And also as we get closer to Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
Absolutely.
We're going to be both down there covering the Super Bowl 58. And I look forward to having you being on Radio Row with you once again. And, hey, the season, it goes quick each year. And, hey, you take care, AD from the Max Corner. And everybody just heard how to follow him. You have yourself a great day.
Will do, man. Hey, man, y'all be blessed, man. Enjoy everybody, and have a good rest of the holiday season, man. And we'll be in touch, George.
All righty. We'll be working on that turkey, man. We got to work that turkey off this weekend.
Will do.
Take care. All right, that was AD from AD Max Corner in Houston, Texas. We talk sports of all sorts, and we take you all over the country. We're going to take you back now to Rochester, New York. And coming up next, and before we go into our next guest, Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, auto, home, health, and life insurance, 1038 Lyle Avenue or 511 Bean Road, Suite B. Give her a call, area code 585-360-0094. That's 360-0094. Miriam Rivera Insurance Agency, auto, home, health, and life insurance. Also, Challenger Community News, Western New York's largest weekly African-American publication, thechallengernews.com. You can go online and check out the Challenger online, or you can pick it up at most businesses in the African-American community of Western New York. Give us a call, 585-766-3590 if you're looking to advertise. If you have articles, send them to editor@thechallengernews.com. That's what we got to do. And coming up next now, and also let's not forget Image Printer, Marketing and Publishing Corp. Area code 585-360-0132. These are all friends and sponsors of the show. We appreciate our sponsors, Image Printer, Marketing and Publishing Corp. If you need business cards, banners for your business, those funny looking flags that hang out in front of businesses now that say we're open or we're open, grand opening or something on those flags that kind of curve. You know what I'm saying? Those flags kind of look kind of crazy. It kind of gets your attention because the flags look so odd. He can get you those. He can get you business card, banners, the whole 9 yards. Image Printer, Monwell Floyd, Image Printer Marketing and Publishing Corp, area code 585-360-0132, 360-0132. And we see the Fanatic. We done found the Fanatic. We're at Fanatic. Welcome back to Real Deal Sports Show.
What's happening, Rad, man? What's going on, family? AD, man, always killing it, giving that good information. Hey, AD, you making my fantasy team relevant, man. I had Jay Jefferson, who got injured, man, a bunch of injuries. That Tank Dell, he in the lineup every week. Hey, I set him up, and he lined him up, and he goes up there and balls for me. So appreciate you, my man, AD. But, hey, Rad, man, it's a great time to be back. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. So excited to continue to talk sports of all sorts. Been traveling all over. So got some great information for the second half of the show. Radman, to you.
All right, we got our guest, Greg Hopkins, coming in from one of the coaches of the Monroe High School, Monroe Jackets, who are playing later today in one of the state semifinal championship game. Hey, Greg, they're playing later today. Bennett is also playing out of Buffalo later today. East High School played last night. Greg Hopkins, welcome to Real Deal Sports Show. How you doing this morning?
I feel great. Thanks for having me.
Great. There you go. Sound up. What's the key to winning today? What's the key for this week's game?
Mainly just stopping their run. They do the wing tee. That's really their bread and butter. It's nothing special to it. It's just making sure our defense read their keys and using our athletes, getting our athletes in space, and putting their ability on display, because at the end of the day, we have the better athletes. We have the better, more talent. They just got to come to play, and we got to make sure we put them in position to do so.
Excellent. And the wing tee, man, I haven't heard that term in a long time. That's almost like going back to the 70s, right? 70s, 80s, wing tee. Man, so you guys got to really look at that, because you've been playing against a lot of teams from the shotgun and under center, and so you guys prepped up for this wing tee format?
Yeah, I mean, we had some practices where we had to, probably should have implemented a little more, knowing that we were going to be running into this team. Seeing a couple of interviews they had, they knew they was kind of running into us, so they kind of was peeking ahead to us too. I don't know, so we, probably should have did a little more of what they got, but I feel like once the game started, we kind of gauge what it is they're trying to do. Our adjustment and the kids that we have will be able to make it happen.
Oh, and who are some of the key players and to watch out for the Monroe? I know you got some top athletes over there at Monroe this year. Who should we be watching out for later today?
Man, to be honest, the key players that we have is going to be on defense. We got Nas Wilson. He has 3 scholarships, D2. Messiah Hampton, he has 12 Power 5 offers. Amari Colon, our most explosive athlete, he's been picking up steam. He has a lot. He has 3 Division I offers right now.
Wow.
And our quarterback, right now he's on pace to break he tied the Section 5 state record for most touchdowns in the game with 7. He's on pace to break the Section 5 record. If he gets 3, he breaks it. He had 35 passing touchdowns. So he plays efficient, and he does what he can do, and the passing game can complement the running game. We should be fine. This should look like how South Park did back in 2015.
All right, just speak up, Greg, a little bit. You're kind of fading out a little bit, but speak up into the mic a little bit more. But for the young man, the quarterback, you told us back in the summer that the young man was going to have a great season. What was it about him that let you know that he was going to be this good?
Now?
Yeah, go ahead, speak up.
All right. What about now? Is it better now?
Yeah, that's good. That's good. A lot better. Go ahead, Coach.
Okay.
Were you able to hear the question?
No, I didn't hear the question. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so the quarterback is out there looking like LSU's Jaden Daniels, man, making the game look like a video game right now. So he needs 3 touchdowns to break the record. You told us that earlier, that he was going to be balling out. How did you know? Yeah. What did you see early? How were you able to predict the success for this young quarterback?
So we have all off season he's been training putting in the time, putting in the work. I mean, and we put him in position. The coaching staff did a great job of putting him in position to mask his weaknesses and really just put forth effort into his strengths and the game plans around that. And he got excellent receivers. You know, we got 3 receivers over 500 yards. So, yeah, he's just been putting the ball in play and putting the ball in the spot where his receivers can make a play on the football. And you know, when you got 3 scholarship athletes at the receiver position as a quarterback, you just got to game manage and get them the ball. Don't worry about nothing else, and make sure you put the ball in their position, in the position for them to make plays.
I love it. Hey, Coach, can you talk to us? Because I think your seniors I think their 8th grade year was COVID. Is that right, or their freshman year?
Yeah, that would have been that. I wasn't even coaching then. I didn't start coaching Monroe until literally last year.
Yeah. Okay. Well, beautiful. That even accelerates my question that I wanted to ask. So, talk to us just about how have you seen the difference from last year to this year with the team overall? If you've seen any effects from COVID just throughout the Rochester area, but it's just exciting to see just the rise, the ascension of Rochester area teams, not only in the Western New York area, but states as well. What have you seen? Anything from COVID? What's helped elevate the Rochester teams, would you say?
I mean, this group of kids that you see in terms of the teams that's actually was in states, they're in the training program. We have a training program called Changing the Community where we mentor and train student athletes and we help them get into college on scholarship. We've been doing that for 14 years, and that group of kids have been in the program for the past 4 years. So that COVID year when we really couldn't do anything, a lot of the kids came out of that locked in and focused and put forth a two-year commitment that we asked them to put forth, and it is paying off wonders. Like it's honestly, it's surreal because to see 2 teams that haven't made it to this point, and one in ever in Monroe has never made it to this point, and another haven't made it there in 30 years is, it's remarkable. It's a testament to what the work that they put in. They literally, 4 days a week, every week.
Yeah.
No days off on that time frame, and made a commitment to themselves and their teams that they're going to make it happen.
I love it, Coach. One last thing for me on this one, I'll pass it back to the Rad Man, is what I think is what you're saying. It's the training, which I love. I know that's been there. You've been doing it for 14 years. You guys have been doing it. But I've seen, especially my kids in Louisiana, because, yes, we had COVID too, even in Louisiana, is that the kids have like a newfound respect. I'm saying like, yo, this got taken away from us.
Yeah.
Like I heard you use the word commitment. Okay. Is that kind of what you're seeing as well? COVID, obviously was a negative thing, but it was a positive in the way to say, oh, shoot, this could be taken away from us. We need to really cherish this and lock in. Is that what you saw, Coach?
Yeah, I definitely saw that because we actually used that, and what it did was it made recruitment harder. Like high school kids ain't getting the same opportunities that they used to get back in the day. Like now, colleges are now with that new transfer portal. It's like free agency, and if you're a high school kid, if you're not prepared to be able to compete with a junior and a senior that's in college, and you're not in position to be able to compete. You don't have to win every rep, but just compete and be competitive. You're not going to get a chance because they'd rather get a junior or a senior transferring into their school to compete, to be ready to win games for them, than bringing on a freshman.
Yep.
So that's the way to land now.
Yep. Good point.
And good luck. Yeah, hey, good luck. Let people know how they can get in contact with you for your programs, because your program has been very successful for many years here in the Rochester community, and we definitely here at Real Deal Sports Show want to continue to uplift your program and all the great things you're doing for the young people here in Rochester, New York.
They can reach us at www.ctc4change.com. And they can go on the website, find us there, call us, email us, and our flyer is about to be put up soon. We actually getting it made for our December dates, for our off-season dates. It's just been very hectic with, having our staff now coaching in the high schools. Because before we never used to do that. We should just train the kids during the whole off-season, mentor them, get them exposure, and then, then we'll just watch them during the season. But this, the last couple of years, we decided, you know what? let's make it even more of an impact. Get on the team, and then we split our staff, get on some teams, and then make that run, because we realized that was something I was missing in the recruiting game in the Western New York. Is our team, we have good players, but they'll never go far enough for the teams that the colleges that actually watch them, because you're home after the first round of sectionals. But now that they're playing within, deep into the playoffs, the colleges get a chance to see their athleticism on display for themselves with their own eyes, not just on film. And that works. That makes a ton of difference.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we're gonna have you back
Good
on
luck,
the show.
Coach.
In December to talk about those dates. We're going to probably get you, if not next week, the following week, Greg. I'll definitely follow back up with you. Good luck later today with Monroe out there in Cicero, New York, playing a tough opponent this afternoon. So you have yourself a great day and good luck. And we'll see you back on. Thank you for taking time to come on Real Deal Sports Show.
No doubt.
Thank you. We try to stop their winning streak. I think we won 35 straight.
Make history, baby.
Yeah, that's the goal. We got to make history.
Let's go. Why not today?
Exactly.
Get it, Coach.
Thank you.
Be well.
Care.
Peace.
Yes,
Rad, man,
indeed.
it's dope. It's dope to see it, Rad, man. Hey, everybody talking about Rochester. Oh, it's negative. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that.
Right.
Man, we got all this talent right here. Uplift your community. That's what we do here at Real Deal Sports Show. We're not going to give you all the negative. Oh, this is negative. Man, we got a lot of great stuff going on. A lot of things to celebrate. So really excited to have Coach Greg Hopkins on, man. So good luck to Monroe and all the Rochester area, Section 5 area schools.
In the other school, East High played last night. They played a tough game. Irvin Wiggins scored 2 touchdowns for East, but the Eagles lost to Whitesboro 43-20 in the Class A state semifinals. That was a state semifinal game up there in Cicero, New York, and Syracuse is where they play in the semifinals. And then, of course, at the old Carrier Dome, they'll have the championships next week. So just for East High School, the first time since the 70s that they made, or late 90s, that they made the states, man, made it to the state semifinal. I don't think they've ever been past the state semifinal round. So congratulations to E. Diaz and all the great players over there and young talented players at East High School. Excellent season. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You guys showed Western New York, especially Rochester, how to get it done. Well, you went over there and beat Clarence over there in Buffalo, New York last week, 42-7 with 7 turnovers, 7 interceptions that you had in that game. Ooh. Man, that did show you showing people that, hey, Rochester's on the rise. It's on the move. Congratulations to East High Eagles on a great season. And today, Monroe Jackets, good luck later today with their contest, Fanatic. It's on and popping here in the Rock.
No doubt, no doubt. Hey, we got Gil here, Rad, man.
Yes.
The $1 million
APB. Where's the APB? We got to put out
All Points Bulletin. Where is Angel Reese, the champion? That's the big thing. So, of course, those don't know my day job, working at LSU in admissions. So, hey, if anybody's looking to go to LSU, I am the recruiter on the admissions side, not the athletic side, on the admissions side. You could always hit me up at radney1@lsu.edu, RADNEY, the number 1 at LSU.edu. Be glad to look out. We get more and more Rochesterians. Shout out to my girl Jackie, who's a freshman, came out of Bishop Kearney, who's down at LSU with me right now. So shout out to her.
All right, Jackie from Bishop Kearney. All right.
PK down there in the bayou. So my girl Angel Reese, I ain't telling you what I know. I ain't telling you what I heard. One of these days, Rad, man, I'm gonna get it right.
One of these days, you're gonna get it right, man.
I'm gonna get it right. Well, I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. The first thing I want to just put out there, it is not anything grades-wise. She's all right academically. I can tell you that. It's not anything relationship-wise, boyfriend-wise. It's not.
She's not pregnant, man. That's what I heard on some internet earlier in the week. Said she was pregnant, man. That's not the truth.
Hey, I'm not.
Don't believe everything you see on. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. Is that what you saying?
Hey, Rab, I'm telling you, don't believe everything you read. That's why you come here. I cannot confirm nor deny, but I'm not a doctor. I'm not in any doctor's office. I don't think she's pregnant. No, I don't. I think right now, truly, it is the commitment that Kim Mulkey is looking for. Because let's not get it twisted. Kim Mulkey is an old school coach. If she could, she'd grab somebody by the shirt and yell at him like that. She's old school. She's fiery. I know, Radman, you remember her from Louisiana Tech doing her thing. So she's still that fiery, spunky. I was on the field with her 2 weeks ago for the Florida game. She's just as spunky as she is in the on TV as she is in real life. She doesn't have an off switch. So what I'm really hearing is it really just seems like it's a mental thing, anxiety, the pressure. And so for me, I'm really hoping that Angel Reese will be back by Thursday's big matchup against Virginia Tech. That's a big deal coming up this Thursday. And so I'm interested to see if she'll be back for that. But I'm honestly, it still is very much questioning on that. She is still a part of the team. Is
she
not
going to classes?
suspended.
I also read on the internet. Is she going to classes, Fanatic?
Right,
I read a whole bunch of stuff on the internet, man. They said the girl ain't going to classes. And she said, "Don't you know who I am?"
Yeah, exactly, right, man.
That Neil money didn't get too big for it, did it?
No. She's still getting her degree. She still is attending classes. I can tell you, but just like Livy Dunn, her classes are online. It's just the fanfare of being in class. So she's not taking classes on campus. I don't think she's taking classes online more often than anything.
No wonder nobody's seen her. They said that girl ain't even in the classroom. They got all kinds of stuff on
all sorts of stuff is out there, Rad, man. You got to know that. You know what? One of these days, just like we teach our kids, we got to learn how to find real articles, not that fake news stuff that anybody can put up there. Yeah, all sorts of wildness, Rad, man.
Yeah, I got to get off the internet, man. Hey, I was reading that. I said, wait a minute, the girl ain't going to class. She
Rabbit, you were there. You saw the facilities, man. Hey, it's a whole lot that could go on at LSU when you're not going to class. But Angel Reese is going to class. We got 2 weeks left in the semester. Shout out to all my college kids, man. Good luck with these finals. Finish out the semester strong. But Angel Reese, I'm thinking it could be as long as January 4th when they start SEC play. So this could go on for another month. Again, Kim Mulkey, she's old school. She just gonna tell you Bill Belichick style. I'll tell you what I want to tell you. So more often, this is Angel Reese. She just figuring out where she is. The team, Anissa Mensah. I know Haley Van Lith, our freshman, Michaela Williams, #1 player coming out of Shreveport, Louisiana. I know Juju Watkins is killing it for USC, but Michaela, she's right there with her, man. The Lady Tigers, with or without Angel Reese, is a special team, but what makes them a national champion is somebody who can beat the South Carolina Gamecocks. Shout out to them. To recruit their #1 player from in-state South Carolina, LSU lost out on her. They created a major for her through the Honors College. So I say, hey, colleges, man, hey, it's a lot of fun stuff.
Like some sour grapes there. That sounds like some sour grapes to me right there. Fanatic,
I ain't telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know, Rap, man. Creating a major, I ain't mad at it, man.
Well, we're going to get back to Angel Reese, but we got to win some people some money. Let's get right back. We only got a couple minutes. Love Baxman is on his way back in. He's going to throw down in a few minutes. You're going to hear some Luther. You're going to hear some LL Cool J. You're going to hear some outstanding music coming up in a few minutes. But, let's win you some money. Indy, pick them. I like Indy straight up at home against Tampa Bay. Todd Bowles seems like he just can't get it done with his defense and some of his. He's another one with situational football. Him and McDermott need to go back and take some classes on how to win in situational football, which means making key decisions at key times in the game. Don't be messing up the game with some boneheaded play calling or decision making on the sideline. Todd Bowles, McDermott, you get back to the classroom. Take Indy to win you some money. Steelers, Mike Tomlin, the head of the class. Y'all need to have Mike Tomlin teach y'all during the offseason. Maybe he'd be the instructor teaching the class, because Mike Tomlin seems to know what to do with situational football. And when the game gets tight, he knows how to juice them up. You saw how he talked to that one guy on the sideline. The guy said, man, why are you out there fighting? He said, oh, man, that guy hit me in the face. I ain't gonna let him. He said, man, it ain't about you. It's about the team, man. Now go over here and sit down, man. It's about the team. He almost made that young man cry, man, that big old lineman. He said, it ain't about you.
Man, he's a leader of men, man, and he can relate to these players, because that's the one thing I keep saying. Brady said it best. Man, it's a lot of mediocre coaching, not a lot of player development, and really, it's just this day and age, as again, I work with these college kids, man, it's a new breed. You can't talk to them a certain way. You got to tell them why off rip. Don't make them ask you why. So Mike Tomlin, leader of men. I love that pick, Rad, man. I love that. But I like the Steelers Bengals. That's an under. Under 36, win some money. Under 36, Steelers, Bengals. Hey, it's got a couple toilet bowls. If you want to watch another toilet bowl, New England Giants, another under game. Parlay those together, win yourself some money. Under 30, under 34 for the Patriots Giants, that toilet bowl, as well as that Steelers Bengals toilet bowl. But I'm thinking Steelers Bengals and Patriots Giants under for both of those. Those are some low unders, but I still think both of those all four of those offenses, because I think they would have trouble. East could score some touchdowns on them, man.
Yeah, Monroe definitely. And Monroe, they last time they gave up a touchdown before the 14-6, the touchdown they gave up last Saturday was back in September. They had all shutouts since September, man. That's a loaded team. Greg Hopkins, he's very humble. He didn't really give it all out about that team. That's a very loaded football team. Good luck to them against Maine Enwell, which is a tough team later today. Also, another under, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Denver. Cleveland at Denver. I like the under with Cleveland. And think about it. We're talking about under, y'all. That means the quarterback play is not that good. The quarterback play is garbage in the National Football League overall. So take the under, Cleveland and Denver. I like Buffalo with the 3.5 to 4 points. I think this is a statement game. It's a put up or shut up game for McDermott. The Bills got to come out of Philadelphia with the win. I think they'll go all out to win this game, and the game will be close. Take the 4 or 3.5, whatever it is. Take Buffalo in that one. And also, I like Baltimore over the Chargers. The Chargers getting 3 at home. Watch Lamar them show out. Brandon Staley. When they gonna fire Brandon Staley? Come on, man. He shouldn't even be. Hey, Baxman should be coaching the Chargers, man. Come on, man. Get Baxman a coaching job, because, man, Staley don't know what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing. Hey, but Rabbit, don't forget, I like the Raiders. I got my black and silver on today. Hey, the Raiders at home against Kansas City. That Kansas City offense, it's those standalone games where you can really see it. But their offense has been struggling. That Kansas City, they're going to beat the Raiders. They are. And again, you're talking about bad quarterback play, Garoppolo, Aiden and O'Connor. I don't know where they funded. Some of these cats was up here at Stop and Shop bagging up my groceries. They got the nerve to throw them out there, man. It's crazy who they got out there playing quarterback. But it is. I like the Raiders with the +10 at home. I think the Chargers or the Chiefs will win, but I like the Raiders with the 10 points. Yeah, but Aiden O'Connell, hopefully he can. I think he swore he used to work at Delta Sonic, man. He looked like one of those cats that were wiping down my car at Delta Sonic this past summer, man. And he's starting in the National Football League. Just find Devontae Adams, man. He better find out. It's going to be a problem in that locker room, man. If he don't, just like Stephon Diggs, it's going to be a problem. And so he better find Devontae, man. Definitely. So, take the points in the Raiders in that game. I agree with you on that one as well. Backspin is in. Look like we're almost all out of time.
Yes, sir. How y'all feel out there?
Hey, and I will say, the last one, LSU keep on rolling. Take the over. LSU against A&M, -13.5 at noon kickoff today here in the East. Look out for LSU today. Hey, putting up Jaden Daniels could be putting up historic numbers, and I don't know if he'll win the Heisman, but his numbers will show he can win the Heisman. But Rabbit, they keep pumping your boy Bo Nix after another win last night. I know you love Bo Nix, #1 pick, quarterback Bo Nix out of Oregon. That's Radman's favorite guy right there. Oh, we in trouble if he's the #1 pick, man. We just going down the tubes. We're gonna have all unders next season, man. Bo Nix out here starting for somebody in the National Football League. Oh, we in serious trouble, y'all. Y'all think we haven't seen touchdowns? We're gonna have to go to college football games to see some touchdowns. You're not gonna see a lot in the National Football League with the types of Bo Nix coming in here talking about starting. In Alabama, Auburn, my cousin, she couldn't get on today. Eric Rad couldn't get on, but we're going to get her on next week with a recap of that game. I like Alabama taking care of Auburn in that contest today. Take Alabama to cover the spread in that one today as well. And I think and I want to dedicate the show today to Robert Wilson. Robert Wilson from the Sanctuary, Beyond the Sanctuary, Memorial AME Zion Church. Very active man, originally from Buffalo, New York. He unfortunately unexpectedly left us last week, and his going home ceremony is at 10 a.m. Going home celebration is at 10 a.m. this morning at Memorial AME Zion Church. Robert Wilson, another person that made Rochester, New York, in Western New York, a better place to live by his kindness and great deeds and his volunteerism and all the activities that he was involved in the men's choir, the whole 9 yards. Robert Wilson. Another Rochester legend. And Miss Dorothy Dobson, a living legend, man. Living legend Dorothy Dobson as well. Made her transition.
Yes, indeed. Gotta shout him out. So,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Real Deal Sports Show. What up, Fanatic? Welcome back, my brother. Welcome
what
back.
What up, baby? Hey, Dallas look good. They winning us some money, man. Dallas
looking
going
good,
crush
man. We've
Seattle
been looking
next
good.
week.
Although we playing some bum-ass teams.
Yeah, exactly, yo. Hey, take Dallas again next week against Seattle. Thursday night.
Right.
I love
That's
Dallas
right.
at home.
Hey,
Straight
I'll take them, man. I'll take them. All we got to do is get to the playoffs, and everything else will handle itself. So,
Never know, baby.
I'm optimistic. I'm not going all the way there yet, but I am optimistic about how my boys has been looking as of late. So can't complain.
It's like Jerry Jones set the schedule for y'all this season. Because, man, I ain't never seen so many cupcakes and weak opponents, man. That's great.
We definitely have a soft schedule this year for whatever reason.
And Baxman, that's why you the man, because you at least admit it. Most people are like, nah, Dallas, we the greatest. Like,
nah.
Who have y'all been playing?
Out of all the years I've been a Cowboy fan, this may have been the softest schedule we've ever had. So out of all the tough schedules we had, we're due for a soft schedule one season. You know what I'm saying?
Talk that talk.
I ain't bad at it, man. I want to thank you guys once again, man. Real Deal Sports Show. J-GILLZ, the Fanatic, is back. Rad, man. Appreciate you guys. We're going to tap back in with you guys next week, 8 a.m. right here on the Beat 105.5. All right, y'all have a great weekend.
No doubt.
Take care.
No doubt. Keep it where you need it, Rock City. Y'all know what it is. The Back in Time Mix Show is on deck right here at the Beat 105.